Hey guys! It's finally here! Our 1K celebration video! I really wanted to make a video just to thank all of you guys so much for helping me reach 1K subscribers, which is just absolutely insane to me. I know that relatively speaking on YouTube, those are very low numbers, but it's not a number that I personally thought I would ever in my life reach. And all of that is thanks to you guys. So yeah, I really want to make a video thanking you guys a little bit. I am planning to answer a few questions that you guys have. And as promised, I will also show off my pets. I know a few people have asked about it, wanting to see them. My cats have made a few appearances in a few of the videos. Now is the time. I will finally show them off. But yeah, first off, I just wanted to thank you guys, basically. And I guess while doing that, I will also start answering my first question. So the first question I have was from The Little Room is Spinning, which is, what made you decide to start doing YouTube videos? And that actually immediately ties in with my thank you as well. So I kind of wanted to start there. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of backstory, I guess, as well on me. So before COVID started, before all of this, I was doing my master's on green life sciences, which is basically the microbiology side of plant sciences. So I was really focused on plants and everything. I love nature, and yeah, I always have, and I love animals. So I really wanted to do something with that. So yeah, I finished my first year of my master's. It was a 2-year master. And then I basically started to get really confused because I felt like this wasn't for me, that I wouldn't want to do anything in this field later on. So I ended up my master's after a year, or I took a break from it, and wanted to kind of give myself some time to figure out what I actually wanted to do. Unfortunately, after a little while, after a few months, I just started to feel worse, to be honest, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And every time I kind of tried to look ahead in the future, like, oh, where could I possibly be in 5 or 10 years, you know, I saw nothing. I kind of saw a black hole, which was really scary. I just couldn't really see a future for myself, at least not one in which I knew what kind of job I wanted, and I was also happy, because my studies were really making me very unhappy. So it was scary. I was not in a good place whatsoever, actually in a really dark place. And then I figured, you know what, since I'm not feeling good anyway, and since I have no clue what to do, let's just give myself some time to just focus on some hobbies, you know, do some fun things. And one of the things that I wanted to do for, well, as long as I can remember already, was start a YouTube channel. So that's what I ended up doing I think around the 1st of January of 2021, I started my YouTube channel. And I also, a few weeks later, started streaming as well on Twitch. So I kind of started that simultaneously. And that's when I met all of you guys. And I know it sounds so cheesy and stupid to say, but it is in no way an understatement when I say that you guys literally changed my life. Okay, well, that's making me a little bit emotional, but it's true. Because I really wasn't doing too well. And the moment I started doing YouTube and Twitch, everything changed for me. I never felt this way before, to be honest, because I was giving something my all, my 100%. I have been working on YouTube. I mean, it might surprise you guys, but I work on YouTube 24/7 basically. I put all of my time on this. Like, I start working the moment I wake up, and I don't really stop working until I go to bed. But I've never had it before that I was working on something and I didn't, you know, end every day just not wanting to start the next day because I hated my work. For the first time ever, I actually loved doing something. I loved working on something, and I couldn't stop working on something. Like, it's honestly a problem. I can't stop working on YouTube and Twitch. There's just always, you know, things to do, and always plans I have and things I want to do. So yeah, you guys gave me a purpose again, to be honest. You guys showed me that, maybe there is a future possible in which I work on something and I'm actually happy at the same time. And I love doing the work that I do. Now that's not to say, that I can make a career out of YouTube. Those chances are very, very low. But it did show me that, at least it's possible for me to work on something and also feel happy at the same time. And that's all thanks to you guys. So I will never in my life have a way to thank you guys properly. But I'm hoping that by showing you guys a little bit of my backstory and why I started doing this and why it has means so much to me, that you can see how thankful I am for all of you guys. So yeah, thank you. Now, the Little Room of Spaining also had a few other questions. I'll try to answer some of them. But one of the questions was, what's your favorite Half-Life game? So that's a difficult question to me, to be honest, because first of all, in general, in life, I have a really hard time picking favorites. But also because to me, I know they're all Half-Life games, but to me, they're also all very different. So I guess Half-Life 2 and both episodes kind of felt similar, but I played, not Half-Life 1, but Black Mesa instead, and that felt very, very different again from Half-Life 2 in the episodes. And Half-Life Alyx, I feel you can't even compare to that either, because that's in VR. So I mean, if I would have to say my favorite VR game of all time, for sure Half-Life Alyx. It's an experience I've never, ever, ever had in my life, and I don't think I will ever have something like that again. It just absolutely blew me away completely, but it's just not comparable to the other Half-Life games because they're not in VR. I'm sorry, this is a really long way of me saying, I don't know. I love the Zen part of Black Mesa, that might be my favorite overall. But the rest was just, really, really fun. But I do think I like Half-Life 2 and the episodes a bit better then. So yeah, I guess roundabout way to say, I don't know, I love all of them. I love all of them. Another question he had is, have you always been a gamer? If so, did you start on a console and why did you choose PC? So the term gamer I find a bit difficult because personally I would say no, I haven't always been a gamer, but have I been playing games my whole life? Yes. So I basically started playing games, well, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. I don't know, to be honest. I was really, really young. And I started playing games together with my younger brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and we basically always played together, and always on the PC. So one of the first games that I started out with playing is the Age of Empires games, which I have such fond memories of. My brother and I would always sit next to each other, and then we would take turns playing games. And that's exactly also why I wanted to play this YouTube channel, or start this YouTube channel, to give other people the feeling that I experienced when I was younger, where you really feel like you are experiencing the game with someone else. We might not be able here on YouTube to take turns playing games, but we're doing this together, and that is what I love, and that's also the feeling that I wanted to give to other people. But so I started on PC playing loads of the smaller games, some Lego games, some Rayman games, things like that. Mostly a lot of Age of Empires. At some point we also had a Wii, so I played some games on that. And then for a little while there was a gap in me actually playing some more proper games, I would say. And then I think I was around 16 years old, maybe 17 years old, when I really very deeply dove into games. So I started with Skyrim, and that blew me away, absolutely blew me away. And from that moment on, I basically couldn't stop gaming. So I started with Skyrim, and I was just playing on my laptop, but I wanted more. And so I got a PC. And from that moment on, I just played every single game basically that I got my hands on. And this is where we are now. So I've only played on the Wii, and I have a Switch as well, but never on PlayStation or Xbox. I would love to at some point though. I would love to play some of the exclusives that we have on there. So yeah, one day maybe I'll get a PlayStation, maybe an Xbox, and we can play some exclusives here on the channel as well, which would be great. But for now, it's all PC games. So, Man in Ham asks, congratulations, what game would you consider to be your favorite of all time? Once again, difficult question since I have a really hard time picking favorites. But I think if I have to pick a favorite game of all time, I think it might be Hollow Knight. Just because it's a game that I just keep returning back to. It's a game that I think I won't ever completely, fully put down. I still haven't finished everything in Hollow Knight. You know, there's still some Pantheon stuff that I need to do. Things like that. I don't know, just the art style, the atmosphere, the music, the combat. It's, to me, that's basically as perfect as a game can get. So yeah, but there's so many games that I love, so many games that I can't stop playing. But if I have to pick a favorite, I think it will be Hollow Knight. So then Buttons asked, what's your favorite thing about the Netherlands and your favorite animal? Well, let me start with the last question. My favorite animal would have to be dogs. I'm a little bit biased maybe since I have a dog who I will show to you guys in a little bit. But the unconditional love that dogs give is absolutely mind-blowing to me and something that I have been craving my whole life. You know, I think everyone wants that, just for someone to just love you completely the way that you are. And that's exactly what dogs do. And they're just so happy and excited and so loving and curious, and I love everything about dogs. So, but I'm a huge animal fan. I absolutely love animals. I have loved animals my whole life. Seriously, since as long as I can remember. And one other animal that I also really love are rats, which I know sounds weird to say, but I've had pet rats for quite a long period in my life. I think for about 10 years or something, I used to have pet rats. And they're basically, in my opinion, like small dogs, so that might also be why I love them so much. But they're just amazing companions, and they are just as loving and excited as dogs. You can easily learn them things, and they're really focused on you, so they want to be with you as much as they can, which is just amazing. The reason that I don't have them anymore now is because they live really short lives. They only live to about 2 years. And since you really do start caring for them so much, about as much as you do for a dog, you know, it's heartbreaking when you lose them. So having to lose them every 2 years is just not something I can deal with anymore, which is why I don't have them anymore. And then what's your favorite thing about the Netherlands? That is a tough question. I love living in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if I want to keep living here the rest of my life, but I do very much love living here. I would say that the favorite thing is probably just the living conditions. The living standards here in the Netherlands are extremely high, and it's just very comfortable to live here, to be honest. Like, all things basically having to do with living conditions are great here, so yeah. So Bloodwriter 14 asked me, how did you come up with your YouTube username? And to be honest, Cheshire has been my gamer handle for basically since I had to make one. So since the first time I had to make one, I can't completely say how I came up with it. I was just trying to think of, you know, things that could be my tag. And then I came across the name Cheshire from Alice in Wonderland, and I just really like that. I don't know, there's something, it's just very simple, but it also, you know, makes me think of the cat, which is great. So since I had that name for so many things already, when I tried to come up with my YouTube name, I thought, well, Cheshire sounds pretty good. And I looked around a little bit, didn't see many really big YouTubers with that name yet. So I figured, why not? Feels like me now. You know, I've had many online friends as well, and everyone just calls me Cheshire. So yeah, that's me by now. The second question was, where are you from? Well, like I mentioned before, I'm from the Netherlands. So it's a teeny tiny country in Europe. Not many people live here, but you know, it's a great country, and I'm happy to be from the Netherlands. So yeah. The third question was, are you also gonna make videos about Nintendo games or Tomb Raider games? So yeah, for sure. I mean, I have such a long list of games that I want to play, but the Tomb Raider games are on there for sure. I definitely want to play them. And definitely some Nintendo games as well. I have a Switch. I just haven't played any games yet on YouTube for it. So at some point, definitely. The next question was from Billion6, and he asked, have you played the Bioshock games? And no, I have not. And those might be coming up very soon. So the next game that I'm planning to play, maybe by the time this video releases, I've started the series already, but is House of Ashes, which is from the Dark Pictures Anthology series. It's the third game. By now I've played Little Hope on my channel and Men of Medan. And I'm planning to play House of Ashes as well, so that's gonna be the next game, or it's already up. And probably the next game after that will be Bioshock, the first Bioshock game. I have never played any of the Bioshock's games, and I know nothing about it, so I'll be going into it completely blind. So yeah, that'll be quite the adventure, I think. So Soda Master asked, are you gonna play the Doom series starting by Doom 2016 to Doom Eternal and its expansions? And yeah, probably. It's definitely on my list. So for anyone that doesn't know yet, when you go to my Discord channel, somewhere there is posted a link to all of the games that I'm planning on playing. So I'm actually keeping a list, which you guys can see as well. You can just open the link, and in there is a long list of games that I'm planning to play. And of course, I'm still adding games to it, etc. But yeah, the Doom games are on my list. They're probably not gonna happen very soon because I have so many games that I want to play, but they're definitely on there. So the next question I got was from Lo-Fi, and he asked, not sure if this has been asked before, but who's your favorite character of any book, movie, or game? Once again, I'm so bad at picking favorites. But I think I would have to go with, I'm not sure if it's the same in English, but in Dutch it's Will. It's from a book series called The Ranger's Apprentice, which was my favorite book series growing up. I read all of the books, I was obsessed with them. So I don't think many people will know him, but he is a ranger. And I loved everything about that, which is what I basically tried to always emulate in games as well. You know, it's like the sneaky archer type. You know, I want to be invisible, shoot people from far, far away, you know, just snipe them with my bow. That has always excited me. So yeah, I always loved that character, how he could just move with the shadows and no one could see him, and then he could just snipe all the enemies, and you know, I really like that. El Demon 248 asks, would you play Minecraft? I guess probably not. I mean, it's not a hard no. I'm open for all games, but it's just not the kind of games that I play on my channel. And as well, I've never really been interested in Minecraft, also not just for playing it myself. Doesn't mean to say that maybe I would love the game. I just have never tried it. I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't really appeal to me. But I'm open for it. Cyclops asked, do you like your PC setup? What specs does it have? And are you from the Netherlands? Well, yes, obviously I'm from the Netherlands. And if I like my PC setup, I do like my PC setup. I mean, I'm very happy with it. You know, it does the job. It does what I need to do. For my processor, I have an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. And for my graphics card, I have an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060, which, you know, they're pretty nice. They're not the best of the best, so I would definitely at some point like to upgrade my PC even more. I'm definitely still running into some problems sometimes with editing and recording and stuff like that, and I want to give you guys the best quality that I possibly can. If I would just be gaming by myself, like this is perfect, I would have no complaints, but you know, I'm asking a bit more from my computer since I'm also streaming and recording and everything. So at some point I would definitely like to upgrade it. I'm definitely a sucker for gadgets as well, so I would like so many things. I want to have all the RGB things, I want to have, you know, the cool mouses, I want to have the cool keyboards, I want everything basically. But yeah, I would also like at some point to upgrade my PC, but it's not in the cards for now, you know, but one day. For now, I'm really happy with it. So Zuri8 test last name asked, if you finish episode 2, if you didn't read the spoiler, what do you think will happen after the last scene? Will Gordon and Eli Vance go to the Vortigaunt to get Alex out of G-Man, or will Gordon and Eli leave and look for Borealis? So maybe with the help of that technology, they will get Alex out of G-Man and finally get rid of Combine and G-Man. To be honest, I'm not sure. Originally, I would say that they will probably go look for the Borealis. Of course, that's kind of where the game ended hinting at Half-Life 2 Episode 2. But then we got Half-Life Alyx, which changed everything up again, and now suddenly Eli is alive again. So I'm not too sure. I think the chances are high they're still gonna look for the Borealis and not go look for Alex. Although maybe it will both happen in the same game. But I feel that the next game is gonna center around Borealis. I feel like that would be the logical next step, but I might be very wrong. You know, who knows, maybe they have in mind to make like 8 more games and they're gonna be like, no, next game is first gonna focus on Alex, the game after that maybe on Borealis. So yeah, I don't know how many games they still have in their pipeline. But if there's gonna be only one more game, I think for sure we're gonna go to look for the Borealis, right? I think. I think that's where we'll be ending the questions. I think I answered most of them. I want to thank you guys so much for sending in all of the questions. That means a lot to me. I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better again as well. If you have any other things you would like to know about me, of course, feel free to leave a comment. I would love to see that. And I think it's time for me to show off my pets a little bit. So, first up, we have Zuko. This is my little corgi, Zuko. Yes, he's named after Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And he is amazing. He is the love of my life. He's my everything. I know it's sappy, but yeah, for me it was a lifelong dream come true to get a dog. And he's here now. He's very sleepy. We just played a lot. But yeah, so he's a corgi. He's a cardigan Welsh corgi. So you have 2 types of corgis. You have the Pembrokes, who are a bit more well known in my opinion, and then you have the cardigans, which is Zuko. So he has a tail as well, and he is like this really like nice little, in my opinion, like fox color a little bit. He is a little bit more than 1 year old now. His birthday is on May 16th. For anyone who would like to know, you know. And yeah, he's amazing. He's my everything, guys. He's so sweet. He's such a good boy. Honestly, he's such a good boy. He definitely often stops by in my streams as well. You can redeem some channel points for a dog grab or a cat grab, and then, you know, you can see the pets a bit more. So if you feel like seeing them a bit more, feel free to also check out my Twitch channel. Link is down in the description below. And there they often stop by. But yeah, this is Zuko, the goodest boy. The goodest little boy. So this is Felina. She was my first ever cat. So she means a lot to me. I got her from the pound. She is about 5 years old now. She never wants to stay too long. I swear it's not because she hates me. She definitely loves me, but she doesn't really like being in front of the very bright ring light. She doesn't stay for too long, but she's great. She's named after Felina from Bambi. So both of my cats have Disney names. I wanted to go kind of with a theme. So that's where her name comes from. Yeah, as you can see, she's a black cat. She's really sweet. She can be very attention grabby sometimes. So especially when I'm working or I'm trying to start recording, she'll come by and she'll constantly like walk by the screen with her tail like in front of the camera and everything. But it's really sweet. It's really sweet. And here we have Nala. So she's my second cat. I got her, I'd say about a year after I got Felina. I also got her from the pound. She was about 7 months old when I got her. I forgot to say that Felina was still like a kitten when I got her. I think she was like 12 weeks old or something like that. And yeah, Nala I think is the cat you guys see most. She really likes to stop by when I'm recording. But she's a bit more of a scaredy cat compared to Felina. Felina is not scared of anything. Nala, I think she had a few traumatic experiences before she got to me. She was found in the streets. Her tail's a bit bent and everything, so I think she didn't have the best life before she got here. But even though she's a bit derpy sometimes and a bit weird, she is a really sweet cat, and she can absolutely love pets and hugs. Yeah, well, that's her. And she's really sweet, and she has really pretty eyes. But she also doesn't really like to be in the ring light, so they won't really be looking much at the camera. She looks angry, but she's not. Nala's never ever angry. But yeah, those are my pets. They'll probably make some more appearances in videos. I try not to have them in there too much, but they often decide to stop by still either way. And Felina can open doors, which is quite problematic, so even when I close the door to my recording room, you know, she will still manage to get in because she will just jump up, open the door, and just walk in. So yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about a little bit is what my plans are for, well, the coming little while. And so a few of the games that are really on top of my list are Bioshock, as I mentioned before. So I will be playing Bioshock very soon. I actually start recording a little bit of it already. I don't know what I started. I don't know what I've started, but I'm really scared, to be honest, playing Bioshock. But you guys will see soon. The Dishonored games are really high on my list as well. Outer Wilds is a game that I really, really want to play soon. Red Dead Redemption 2 is really high on my list as well. So yeah, those are some games that you can watch out for coming to you soon. Not in cinemas, but at your home. Yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in all of those games and we can all experience it together. I would love that. In the meantime, let me end with saying another really big, huge, fat thank you guys for the 1K. I appreciate it so, so, so much. And I will see you guys soon in the next video. Bye!